I have 5 steps of practical things that I'm doing this year that will help me to exit my lazy girl era. Hi guys, welcome if you are new here, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Well, my name is Pili Iswa. I'm a South African. I live in Ireland. I've been living here for 8 years. I came over to do my master's, then I stayed for a PhD, then I got a job, and I just kind of I have made my life here. A little bit of background information about me. I am a working mom. I have a toddler, very energetic. I also work 2 days in the office and 3 days from home. I'm a scientist, but I'm currently working in corporate. So the reason why I'm making this type of sit-down video is that when January started, I was looking through my goals from 2024, and I realized that most of these goals were carried over from 2023, and so I had to carry the same goals over to 2025. And so I just felt like I was in a point of stagnation. Obviously I had accomplished some goals, but there were some that were very important to me that I just have not been able to accomplish. So what I thought I'd do is I would use my YouTube channel as a way to keep myself accountable, in a way to kind of exit my lazy girl era in real time. So I've been watching a lot of videos from other content creators, such as the Face of Ambition. She does brilliant work, and a few others. So what I want to do then is just share with you 5 things that I have been doing for the past couple of weeks since 2025 started, that I feel like have made a difference to my life as a woman, as someone who's trying to get fit, and as a working mom. So if this is something that resonates with you, keep watching, and I will share with you 5 things that are helping me to exit my lazy girl era. We'll step into a more intentional, very purposeful era of my life in 2025, because I realize I'm getting older and I just don't want life to pass me by. I just want to give 2025 my best shot, just to see what would happen if I went all in. So the first thing that I've done is I finally listened to all the girlies that say you need to batch cook. So what I've been doing is that I'm preparing for my most hectic days. For example, personally, the hardest days or the most kind of like time-consuming days I have in the week are Mondays and Tuesdays. So Mondays is because I walk my son to crash, and then on Tuesdays it's because I have to be in the office. So those days end up making me feel very tired. What would normally happen is that I would either get something quick or something unhealthy, or just eat whatever is in the house that's the easiest to prepare food-wise. So I realized that you can't expect yourself to function optimally if you don't give yourself the best kind of nutrition. And so I've been batch cooking. I don't know if I'm meal prepping as such, but I know that with the food that I do like and I do enjoy and seem to be on the healthier side, your vegetables and grains and legumes and beans, I tend to cook them on Saturday and Sunday, and then I'll have enough for the week, especially for those for those 2 days. I will go into meal prepping, but for now I can't seem to bring myself to eat the same thing for 5 days a week. The second thing that I'm doing is that I'm finally trying to get into time blocking, where I divide my day into segments. I try to get into this is because I don't know if this happens to you. Just comment down below if this happens to you as well. Let's say I start the day and it just seems to not be going well. So maybe it's like I wake up at 6 and the day just goes downhill. So what happens is around 12 you just feel like, okay, then this was a bad day, and so you write off the day. That's what I tend to do, just write it off. Separate or divide your day into segments. For example, I wake up from 6 to 9, that's the first segment of the day. So I have a couple of things that I need to accomplish at that time. But then let's say it does go badly, let's say it just doesn't go according to plan, but that's just one segment of the day ruined, rather than me just writing off the whole day and saying, oh well, I'll start again tomorrow. So, and then the next segment will be from 9 to 12. That's mostly when I'm most productive, 9 to 12. That's mostly when I'm most productive work-wise, like for the job that pays my bills. That's where I'm most productive. I get things done then, just before lunch. And then from 2 to 5, that's like the last end of my productive day. And then around 6 to 9, that's when well, maybe 6 to 8, I'll be making dinner for my son, eating, having dinner myself, if we like, giving him a bath, laying out his clothes, doing bedtime stories. And then from maybe 8 to 9 or 8 to 10, those will be the times where I do my own thing, like watching TV, if that's what I want to do, a bit of journaling, or like just going into my tracker and just seeing the things that I had said I would get done on that day, ticking off things on my to-do list, personal and work-related things, stuff like that. So I found that this helps me. I don't know if it helps me to be productive, but I know that it helps me not throw away the day, because that I have that all or nothing mentality, and I'm trying to get out of that okay, so the first segments of the day didn't go that great, but it's not all is lost. I can just scrap the first part and say, okay, the first segment was not great, but I can redeem myself in segment 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and it has worked. So that's the second thing that I'm doing to exit my lazy girl era. The third thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to reframe my thought process around fitness and activity. What I found is that if I'm too rigid in my plan of, okay, day 1 or Mondays, day 1 we do this and that, then day 2, day 3, and sometimes it goes well for like a week, and then life happens. Then I kind of feel like, oh, I'm behind now, I should be on day 8 and I'm still on day 6, that kind of thing, and then I'd ultimately give up. So I've kind of approached this in like a counter-intuitive manner, in that I used to have my step goal to be 12,000. And in my previous job, because it was a very physical job and I used to move in between labs a lot, I'd hit 12,000 steps, no problem. It was just easy for me. I'd actually do a whole lot more than 12,000 steps. Then, because my current job is a desk job now, it's just harder to get to 12,000 steps if I'm not intentional about it. So what happens then is that I see those bars not getting to 12,000, and then I feel like, oh, I'm a failure because I didn't do the 12,000 steps. So this year I've kind of brought it back down to the miraculous 10,000 steps. So I brought down my step count to 10,000 steps, and that's what I aim for. So it doesn't matter how I accomplish that 10,000 steps. For me, I could do some days is I could wake up early in the morning and I could go for a run. So if that happens, then I could get my 10,000 steps easy, no problem. Before like 7 o'clock, I have my 10,000 steps done for the day. And then obviously with walking around the house and just maybe doing a few things after work, it'll take me, I'll have a bit more activity. But then some days I'd find myself that, okay, I'm tired today. So what I do is I'll just put in a Grow with Jo video. And like those videos that she has, like, 5,000 steps or 5-mile walk, whatever. So I just do those videos, and I'll get maybe like 8,000 steps before I can start work. And then as I'm working, like you have to take a break, a water break or a toilet break, and you just don't sit for the 8 hours that you have to be working. Then I end up with maybe getting 2,000 or 3,000 steps during the day. So that takes me again to the 10,000 steps. So I just excuse me. So it just makes me feel a bit more accomplished that way. So that's one thing I'm doing, is just prioritizing movements more than a rigid workout plan. And I've joined the gym. I haven't gone yet. I've joined it, but I'll go next week. Our work has a gym, so I decided that this is the year that I join. So if I'm in the office, I could just maybe go in a treadmill to get my steps. Another key change is that I'm tracking now. I am tracking. I just have a tracker on my journal, and it tracks my steps. It track my meals, like were they healthy today or they're not healthy, that kind of thing. I don't specifically track calories for now because I don't want to overwhelm myself too much. Just track, like, sometimes if something significant happened on that day, I just make sure that I track it and write it down, so that there's a sense of accomplishment as well, because you can't wait until the end of the month or the end of the year to feel good about your progress. So I track even the small things. So here, and if any of this resonates with, join me and subscribe to my channel and hit the like and just comment down below what are your goals for 2025 and what are you doing differently this year. Because if, like, you know, there's this cliche saying that says if nothing changes, nothing changes, and it is a cliche, but if we keep taking the same approach as 2023 or 2024 and then hoping by some miracle that 2025 is going to be different, we're lying to ourselves. So just let me know, what are you doing differently in 2025 to make sure that you actually hit those goals, and you come back and you have your vision board or whatever it is that you use to track progress, and you say, look, I've ticked 9 out of 10 of the things that I wanted to accomplish, or I've accomplished every single one of the things that I wanted to accomplish. That would be great. Thing is, I'm just being mindful of my social media consumption. You know, the amount of time that I'm spending on social media. I'm trying to use it more of social media more as a tool rather than a distraction. I'm trying to be more of a creator than a consumer of social media. I found that sometimes you might think, oh, I'm tired, I'm kind of lazy to do this. But if you don't have it, like if you're not going to go on social media and scroll, or, you know, just use up time that way, you might just find yourself like, okay, I'm tired, I'm not gonna do the thing that I was meant to do, so I'm just gonna sit here. And then you and then you sit for a few minutes, but then you get bored, so you're just like, okay, maybe it's something as simple as emptying the dishwasher, and you're like, oh, well, I might as well go and empty that dishwasher now, you know, that kind of way. So I'm just being mindful of my social media consumption. I'm trying to minimize my usage for stuff, and I'm trying to just make sure that it is not a distraction. My next goal, which is I want to go back to reading more, you know. So, and I feel like the time that I could use to be scrolling and just, I'm not saying scrolling in itself is bad, but it's the excessive consumption of social media that distracts us from our goal. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and comment down below if there was anything that you will take away for your own self to make your 2025 better than 2024. Thank you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.